everybody. My name is Jamie and I am the Board Game Man. Here we are, episode 100 in a little more than 6 months starting this channel. I love doing every single episode, and I can't wait to do the next 100 episodes. But let's get to today's episode. It is from IDW Games from 2016. Pretty broad player count from 1 to 7 players. It features John the Ringmaster. It is called Little Circuses. So let's head on over to the circus, and I'll show you how to play. Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the Gamers Table for the 100th time. How exciting, I love that. But anyhow, this is Little Circuses. Here we have, I'm going to go ahead and go over the components. The object of the game is get as most fame points as you can. As you can see, the fame points are around the board, as you can see the numbers here. Obviously, once you get to 50, they have a 50 chip, and that's what you'll get when you round the board, which you probably will at least once in this game. And if you go around a second time, then you can flip it over and it turns into a 100 chip. So that's actually pretty cool. And of course there's 7 of those because you can play solo up to 7 players. So you have the 50 chip and the 100 chips. And you can't forget good old John the Ringmaster. He's going to be going day by day. This board, these circles actually tell you what to do each day. And I'll go over those in a moment. You also have the starter tiles. The starter tiles are the ones that have the red tents on the back of them. And then you have the advanced tiles, which have like a teal color tent to them. And you'll see on the board here, once you're in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th day, you start using the teal tiles. And then you get rid of the starter tiles. But we'll go over that as soon as I start playing. You also have the starter grids here. And let me show you these. This is how you start your circus. You start off with a panel of 4. And you can see there's little icons on the bottom of each one, which I'll go over as soon as we start playing the game. Each one of these is exactly the same. So there is no, you don't have any more advantage than any other ones. There's 7 of these. I placed one here. This is the beginning of your circus. You also have the audience board. Here's the board, and we have 2 audience members, 4, 6, and 8. Really, really cool. You start off with, here's the audience members right here. And in the beginning of the game, you start off with 1 in the 2 section. You also have this area. This is the area that you could purchase from to construct your circus. And as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, you have a dollar amount. That's how much it's going to cost you in order to get this kind of tile. You'll also notice in the starting tile, around the dollars, you see there's different colors. Like for instance, on this one, you got blue, red, green, and purple. There's also a 5th color, which is yellow. And there's actually bonus points at the end of the game for every 5 that you have. You also have the little money chips here. They come in 1s and 3s. You get these. You also have these Sorry We're Closed tokens, which I'll go over in just a moment. And let's see if we get a little closer here. Here you go. Sorry We're Closed. You also have the Spotlight token, which I think this is really cool. This, when you perform an act, you actually put it right on there, and this is how you know that you're performing that certain act. It's a Spotlight token, which I think is really cool. Because, of course, in a circus, you're in the spotlight. You also have the player moving tokens here. You're going to get 2 of each color. One you're going to put in the player order, and then one is the one that goes around the board. And then you have the action cards, 1 through 7. And these will actually give you, some of them are immediately you get them done, or some have an immediate, and then there's items that you do later on. Like every time you pull a tile, you get 1 more, or anytime you get an action, you can do an additional action, and so on. And that's what these little lions are here. That's when you get to draw a card. But like I said, we'll go over that. And you also have this pretty cool bag that you keep the tiles in. It's called Little Circuses here, and you put a nice little bag and you put all the tiles in there, which is really cool. Or you can just stack them on the board. It doesn't matter, whatever you like to do. And I believe that is everything in the game. Now, let's go over the little actions that are on here. And let me get the instruction booklet. This is the best way to show you. Now, there was a correction later on after they made this. They actually transfixed 2 of these. So you can see right there, every time you have a circus tent, you draw 1 from the pool. So that's simple enough. So when you get, like for instance in this one here, in the lower left-hand corner, you're going to pull 2 tiles because you have 2 tents there. Now, here we have the elephant and the clown. Unfortunately, these were switched around. So the clown should be on the second position, and that's when you get to move an audience member 2, 4, or 6 spaces, depending on how many you get. So, for instance, here's your audience members. So if you get 1 clown there, you're going to put 1 on 2. If you get 2 clowns, then you can move 2. Now you can move 1 2 spaces, or say you have 2 audience members in the 2, you can move each 1. Okay, each clown represents 1 move of an audience member. So that's kind of depends on how you want to maneuver your guys. And then the elephant, which is on the bottom, the third section there, which I need to cover those up. You may remove an audience member from the bleacher, and you can get fame points. So say you have an audience member on 6, and you get an elephant on the bottom of one of your actions. You can take that audience member, take him off, and get 6 fame points for him. So that's actually pretty cool as well. So that can come into play big time. Then you have the dollar chip there, and obviously you get $1 for each dollar chip you get, obviously. The admit 1, you place an audience member on the 2 space. So like this one here in the upper left-hand corner, you have them to see there's 2 admit 1 tickets, so you get 2 audience members on there in the 2 section. You also have the money, and you may remove an audience member to redeem a bleacher. That's pretty cool too. So say you have someone, like I said, on the 6, and you get the $1, you can pull him off and get $6. And then finally, the star, that's just pretty much gaining a fame point. That's pretty much all that is. So it's not too bad. I mean, I need to put things over this so we can switch them over. But yeah, that's pretty much what the actions do on the bottom of the cards. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to start off, say I'm going to do a little one player, do a few moves for you, that way you see how this works. If you have multiple players, say we have a 3-player game, what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 of each of their tokens. I just grab purple, orange, and blue. And what you do is you randomly kind of shuffle them in your hand, and you're going to randomly just put them down like so. So the purple player will go first, the blue player will go second, and the orange player will go third. Now what you're going to do with the other tokens, because you're going to have 2 of each color, like I said in the intro here, what you're going to do is you're going to put purple in the 0, you're going to put blue in the 1, and orange in the 2. So yes, believe it or not, blue was going to start off with 1 fame point, and orange is going to start off with 2 fame points. And that's how that works. So that's when you go to start the game. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do a 1 player. But I just want to show you how you start off the game if you have multiple players in the game. So, of course, I always like to have blue. So I'll just keep it like this. I'll do a solo game. I'll show you how this works. Whoops, woo. They spill them all over the place here. I'm going to put these back in the bag right now because I don't want to lose any of these. That would be a shame. Okay, I'll put these in the box. I'm going to put the starter tiles away. Obviously, you grab 1 of each, and like I said, they're exactly identical. Okay, here we go. Now, what we're going to do is each player is going to grab a starter tile. You're going to grab an audience member board, and you're going to automatically get 1 audience member in the 2 section. You're also going to start off with a $3 coin and 2 $1 coins. So start off with $5. You're also going to draw 5 starter tiles and put them off to the side right here. Okay? You also have the teal cards. You're going to put these off to the side because later on we're going to start drawing from the teal cards, then the cards, and then you'll no longer draw from the starters. And here we go with the Ringmaster, John the Ringmaster. He's going to start on starter tin. So what you're doing is you're going to put it on starter tin, and now you're going to do 2 different things. Okay. The first option, you're going to have 3 different decisions to make. You can either just take $2. The second option is you can draw a card. So you just simply just draw a card and then add it to your soon-to-be constructed area. Or you can purchase or construct your circus by purchasing any one of these 5 tiles over here. So that's your 3 options in their very first move. Just take $2. You can just draw a tile, or you can just simply construct and buy one of these tiles and add it to your circus. That's the first option. Now, when you go on to the second action, you're actually going to perform. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick one of these to do, and when the spotlight token comes into play. And in this game, it does say, you know, you should start off in the cotton candy area where you get $2, because you can see in the lower right hand corner you have $2 signs there. So they do recommend that you start off doing that because you're going to need some money later on. And that's pretty much how your turn goes. So let's go ahead and do that. So on my first turn, I have $5 here. I can look over here and see what I can do. Well, hell, this one right here, this isn't going to cost me anything, and I can get $2 there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this. Why not? Now, when you lay down a tile, you must lay it adjacent to any one of your circus tiles here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and set this right here. Now, so I went ahead and I constructed to add on to my circus. Now I'm going to perform. Now, when you perform, you have to begin on one of the 4 starters, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start on the cotton candy like they recommend, and I will get $2. Okay? And that is your turn. That's my first turn. You have a little train here. That's the next day. These are called full days. Now, when you have a full day, you're going to do exactly what I just did. You're either going to $2, draw a tile, or construct. Okay? So what I'm going to do is, let's see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. You know what, for $1, I'll grab this one. This is, as you can see here, this has a star and a draw a card. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pay the $1. So I pay the $1. And I went in and constructed right here. Okay. I want to make sure you can see that. All right, good deal. So now I did the first part, and now I'm going to go ahead and perform. So what I can do is I can move over here, I can move up, I can move this way. You can go left and up, you can go horizontal and diagonally, but you can never go diagonally. You cannot do that. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and move over here. And as soon as I move from one to the other, now this attraction is now closed. People have already seen this already. They're good to go. So that's when the sorry, we're closed token comes into play, and you're going to place it right where you were. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the perform, and I get $2 here. Okay. Get $2 more. And that's my turn. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next day. So now it's another full day. And this time, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and... Now, the one thing I do want to keep in mind is, like I said in the intro, for every 5 that I have, I can go ahead and get points at the end of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and get this yellow. I get this yellow tile for $3. I'm going to go ahead and set it right here. Okay. So I'm going to pay my $3. There's my 3. And just like that, I construct it onto my circus. Okay. And now I get to perform. So do I want to go up here? Or do I want to go down here? I've decided I'm going to go ahead and, let's see. And you got to be careful too, because you got to make sure that you don't get into a dead end where you can't go back again. So you want to make sure you don't do that. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and perform over here. Now you got to remember the elephant. Let's see. I'll go ahead and bring this out again just to show you. So the elephant, you remove an audience member from your bleacher board and gain fame to its value. So if I wanted to, I could take this audience member and get 2 fame points. And just to show you, I'll go ahead and do that. So I'm going ahead and get 2 fame points for this. This moves up to 2. Okay. And then my day is done. So now we go over to the third day and so on. And I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to have to construct because now I got myself in a dead end area here. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and for $1, I'm going to go ahead and buy this tile here. Okay. So I'm buying this for $1. And now I get to perform. So I'm going to go ahead and go up. Oh, I forgot to do the sorry we're closed. Whoops. After I move that, now make sure you put that on there. I'm going to go ahead and move this up here. All right. So we're going to put sorry we're closed because we did that already. And now on this one you have a star, which is automatically a fame point. And I get to draw a card, which I really needed to do. And then I got this card here. And you want to make sure you put these away from your circus. You don't want to add those to your circus. You got to be very careful about that. Now let's go ahead and move this up just a little bit because I want to be able to show you the circus. It's a lot more important to show you how the construction of the circus is going on here. Okay. And then just like that, that day is done. We move on to the next day. Here's another full day. And let's see what I want to do here. Let's go ahead and... Let's see. I need an audience member. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and buy this for $1. As you can see on the bottom, I have an admit 1 and a fame point. So I'm going to go ahead and add this up. Yeah, let's see. How do I want to do this? See, I can either go here, here, or I can go elsewhere. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go here. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and spend $1. And let's just say, just so I don't close myself in, I'm going to go ahead and put the spotlight over here. I'm going to move that over. This attraction is now closed. And this one I get 1 fame point and 1 card. So I'm going to go up 1 point. I'm going to draw a starter. And there we go. So now I got 2 that I can construct from. And then that day is over. Then you move, and now we're on to the next full day. And then you're going to start seeing some changes here, which is cool. And I wanted to get to that because I want to show you what happens. So I got another full day. I might want to get some money here. Let's see. You know what? In this turn, I'm just going to go ahead and take $2 because I'm going to need the money here. So I took my $2. That was my action for the first half of the day. Now I get to perform. The only area I can go to is here. But I got 2 elephants, which means I remove any audience member. I don't have any audience members right now, so nothing's going to happen there. And this is now closed. Okay. So now, that day is done. We're going over to the Teal Tents. Okay. So from here on out, these starter tiles are no longer in the game. So that's a good opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and put these in the bag. But you do keep the ones that you have over here. Okay, so you want to make sure you hang on to those. You still get to keep those. Okay, so now those are out of the game. And now we're going to start drawing from the teal cards up here. Okay, and that's all that is. Now, the next day is the lion. This is when you get to choose one of these action cards. Now let me go ahead and show you what these action cards say and do. Let me go ahead and take these up here. And they are double-sided. So you have one side and then you have another side that you can use. There we go. As you can see, you have the purple side here, and then you have a red side as well. You have Lydia, the Queen of Tattoo. Immediately either draw $2, emit 1, a card, star, a fame point, or an audience member, and you get cash for them. Or, and you got Barbara Barker, you get immediately draw 3 cards. Prosciutto the Clown, new customers that arrive at your circus are placed on the 4 space of your bleachers instead of the 2 space. That can actually be pretty good. Then you got Cannon Fedora, immediately resolve a total of 4 admit 1s and or clowns. Then choose another player and place a customer on the 4 space of their bleachers. Immediately clown every customer on the 6 space of your bleachers. So that's pretty cool. So any audience members you have there automatically go to 6. That's actually a pretty good one too. Handy Mandy, immediately draw all 4 face-up tiles and add them to your hand, replacing them afterwards. Then give 1 tile from your hand, each to the players on your left and your right. Wow. And then Primeval Knievel, move your spotlight to any tile in your circus and resolve the action icons on it, even if the tile already has a used marker on it. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose Lydia, the Queen of Tattoo. And I'm going to go ahead and use the admit 1. I'm going to use that because I don't have any audience members whatsoever. So I decided to go ahead and use her. Like an audience member on the 2. All right, that's what I'm going to use. Okay. So that's done there. Okay, so now we're done. Now, we are at the next location. This is Smallberg. So what you're going to do is you come over here. Now you're at a whole different place. Which means all of these are no longer closed. You take all these off because now you're at a new location. No one has seen any of these attractions. So you're able to take them out. And now, that's all you do on that space, is do that. Then you got your full day, and you're going to do your thing I've been showing you, okay? Until you come down to here. You got these blue spaces with John, he's over here. This is called a half day. And what you're going to do is you can choose either the first half of the day or the second half of the day. You can do either one. If you want to just perform, you can do that. If you just want to construct, you can do that. If you just want to take $2 or draw a card, you can do that. But it's either the first half of the day or the second half of the day. That's it. Okay, that's all you're doing. Obviously, then you reach the lion here. You're going to choose another card. Then you reach Midtown. You clean off all the closed, and then you go and so on. And that is pretty much how you play the game. And it's a lot of fun. This is a great game to play. I would love to be able to play this with multiple players. I think this will be a blast. But anyhow, that's pretty much how you play the game. These are full days. This is when you draw the action cards. This is when you change over to the teal cards. Every one of these new places, you clean off all the closed sections. And the blue sections are the half days. Now let's go ahead and we're at the end of the game. And this is how you score your points at the end of the game. So money rewards. So what you're going to do, like I said at the very beginning, for every 5 that you have, for every sets of 5, you receive 10 fame points. So say I had 3 sets of 5, I would get 10 points for each one of those sets of 5. So I would actually get 30 points for that. You receive 2 fame for every $3 you have unspent. So if this was my final amount, I would get 5 points. I would get 2 fame points for these $3. You receive 1 fame for each tile left in your hand. So say this was the end of the game, I would get 1 fame point for every tile I have, so that would be another 2 points. And then you get half the value of your audience members. So say you had some audience members here, like so, you would get 3 points for this, 2 points for this, and 1 point for that. And that, my friends, after you count it all up, whoever has the most fame points at the end of the game wins.